So
what's our subject?
Deer?
Just going on the fly.
Yeah.
I was talking about shopping and the different accessories that you might wear while they're wearing it.
Looks like that's going to be sick good.
Welcome to the Fowl Front Outdoors Waterfowl Podcast, where our goal is to recruit and educate new hunters while entertaining the rest of you. Without new hunters and the mentorship of those more seasoned, this passion as we know it faces an uncertain future. So get the word out, turn the volume up, and enjoy the show, because you're on the Fowl Front. All right, so today this episode is live from the Hunt Hickory Creek, Central Kansas Lodge, and we're talking about the Fowl Front hunt. And we have like 14 people in the room right now, I think. Is that correct?
I think 12.
All right, to my left, I got my dad. We got a man of many words, Hunter. He's the, what would you call yourself? What would you say you do around here?
I don't know, I'm probably the greenhorn.
Greenhorn.
Okay.
Okay.
Just stare at me when I don't shoot at ducks.
Blaine?
Yep.
Yeah. We got Johnny. We got Alec. We got Andy, or Andrew. I haven't figured it out yet.
Whatever you want to call me.
Okay. We got Austin. And we got Baby in the corner back there, Clayton. Yep. We got Shane. And we got Marlon. And we got Gary. And we got Mr. Greenwood.
Yeah, you got me. I'm here.
So, we're going to kind of give you a little recap today. Well, why don't we have Andrew set up the scene for the hunt? What happened? What talk us about the scouting that went into the Fowl Front hunt.
Well, Cody and Ray actually scouted the field that we hunted. It was a flooded Milo field. And we didn't really have too great of a hide, but we made it work. We used backboards and just used absolutely everything we could find in our surroundings to brush it up. But
What did you call that stuff that hurt my eyes really bad?
Pigweed.
Pigweed, yeah. Yeah, so we hid in some pigweed, and the weather was... Okay, Hunter, on the spot, what was the weather?
It was cold and rainy.
Who was the coldest today, we think?
The dude, yeah, Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyways, we all rolled in last night. Who was the first person here? Johnny.
I was.
Johnny, he participated in the scout, didn't he?
He did last night.
And you flew all the way in from
Idaho.
Podcast Fowl, Dad. All the listeners just check their phones to see if they got
Turn the volume
notification.
down. Sorry.
So, Johnny, you flew in from Idaho.
Yep.
Right? And you're a big fan of flying.
No.
No?
Won't do it again.
What lessons did you learn from flying with your gun, and how'd that go for you?
It was actually pretty easy getting through the airport and everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, just had to have the right locks and the right case.
Yeah, locks, and you had to keep the ammo separate, right?
Nope, in the same case.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I was allowed like 5 pounds of ammo.
Okay.
Something like that.
You were allowed to have 5 pounds of ammo.
Yep.
That seems a little liberal.
We have more form feet right now.
All right, who was the next guy in?
Probably me, right?
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah.
Yep, Shane, and you drove in from all the way from
Springfield, Missouri.
Springfield,
Yeah.
Missouri.
And then just shy of about a 6-hour drive.
Yeah,
So.
I think Johnny wins in the farthest, right?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Next, I think was it the Manhattan crew?
Probably
I
us.
think it was.
Yeah, it was me, Blaine, and Alec. We rolled in. We got here about 7 p.m. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, I said we beat you guys.
Yeah, the Richmond.
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric made it there first.
Those guys got here. Maybe the young guys.
Came in from Kansas City.
And you guys were hunting earlier, right?
Missouri.
2 days in Missouri.
2 days in Missouri. And we're locked up. At least we're locked up in part of, maybe not right this moment now, but we're locked up. The blizzard came through Sunday. I think the birds left, at least where we're hunting by Smithville Lake in that area. And we stood in ice, broke ice, cut ice with chainsaw for 2 days.
Wow.
And did not, we didn't fire a shot in anger even.
We were well disciplined.
Yeah. All right, and then the Manhattan crew rolled in, shortly followed by Coach over
Came in
here
from Grand Island, Nebraska.
for your 5th waterfowl hunt.
Yep.
Yeah.
The rain and the fog.
Yep. At some point, Hunter probably rolled in or woke up. I don't know. He wasn't scouting, was he?
Oh, he was scouting. But going back to your question earlier, I forgot about the fog. Like scouting for you guys coming in, that was a pretty big setback.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, you just couldn't see more than 50 yards into a field, so we just kind of went to an area where we knew they had ducks, and I was like, well, this is where we're gonna hunt.
Blind luck then.
Yeah, kind of.
So we all convened here. Actually, Clayton, I think Clayton was the last in. Tardy crew. He just was lazy.
Two in the morning.
Didn't want to show up.
Lazy driver.
Yeah, rolled up in his Subaru. Yeah, we won't go there. But all right, and then I think we had a couple beers and what did we eat? Oh, we had good steaks. Yeah, from the Manhattan Meat Market.
Good.
There's a plug. All right, we woke up I woke up at 1:30 to receive Clayton. And then promptly went back to bed. Then we woke up, ate some breakfast, out in the field by what?
5:40.
5:40.
All
I'd
right.
just like to point out, I was also one of the first ones up this morning.
You were. And for anybody that knows anything about the water around here, it's pretty salty.
Some saltwater coffee.
Apparently, I didn't have any of the coffee. I elected for the Monster after seeing Alex's face after he had his first sip of salt coffee. But yeah. Anyways. All right. So I know that I was pretty impressed with those backboards, hiking them in there. Has anybody ever hunted off backboards before?
These were the Lucky Duck backboards, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The brand, yeah.
Yep.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Much better than carrying in the heavy ground lines.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was how big was the spread? It was like a whole Civil War lineup, I think, that we had out there.
Yeah.
A 15-man front or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we tucked in. We were on a little mud flat and hogweed. Is that what you called it? Pigweed. Hogweed. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But at any rate, who wants to talk about that first group of ducks in?
Well,
You talking about my triple?
No, we're not to your triple yet.
Let me tell you a little bit. I'll start out a little bit.
Okay.
So, last night when we're getting to everybody, we were talking about, how many birds are here and all that, and, it's possible we're going to be doing some shooting, but Marla and I are skeptical of everything, right? I mean, because birds, we stood in ice for 2 days. 2 days with nothing flying. So, we're cautiously approaching this last night. We talked before we hit the sack last night, and so this morning after we got set up, it was still dark out, and you could hear the first quacks coming by, and then you could hear birds landing in the decoys before shooting time. And I looked over at my friend Marla and I said, "This is going to happen. This is absolutely going to happen. It's just a matter of how long it's going to go and how good it's going to go." So it was pretty exciting for us. So that was leading up to it, and then it was. I'm just telling you. We've hunted birds all over the place. All the way from Canada to Arkansas, and it rivaled any. The first 30 minutes would remind you of being in Saskatchewan, by Wadena, Saskatchewan. There was that many birds, and the calling was great, and calling the shots was great, and we didn't miss too many birds.
Yeah, I think how many birds were on that first pass?
Well, I counted about 46,000.
And we shot 4, is that right?
Yeah, we won't talk about how many we shot on that first pass.
Second pass was better.
I know I shot 3 out.
Three shells in his gun. That's why he shot.
Yeah, of course.
Might have been some early morning jitters.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all shot the same 4 birds at the same time.
Yeah,
about
those 4
15
birds,
times.
they had it. They got it.
I'm pretty sure we were just looking at the number of ducks and pulling the trigger, and that was about it. Just
Yeah.
A little bit of
So
a,
everyone's guilty of flock shooting the first time.
Yeah,
is that
for sure,
right?
for sure.
Okay.
Yes. Both seasoned and novice hunters alike in the group. Speaking of, this was your 5th waterfowl hunt.
Fifth waterfowl hunt ever.
Yeah. Had you ever seen that many birds in one place?
No, not that many ducks. It was just craziness. They just come in there, and I'm thinking, how can you miss? I figured out how you can miss.
Hunter, you're on the spot.
with what?
Fail.
On the spot about what?
Yeah, I
What's the
know.
question?
The question would be on a scale of 1 to 10 of like amount of birds you've had in your face. What was that?
That was pretty high up there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Saskatchewan Lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How disappointed were you in us when we only dropped 4 out of that first one?
Like, it was cold. And everybody was a little, like, waking up.
Yeah.
So it happens to the best of them.
What went through your mind when you saw all those birds come in and then 4 splashes?
I don't really know. It's kind of like, all right, can you go get the birds now and then hope that more come back. Maybe do better the next round.
All right, now Johnny.
Yep.
You ever seen that many birds before?
Come in like that now.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And you're from Idaho, right?
Yep. Northern Idaho, not the good part.
Not the good part.
Not southern Idaho.
The skinny part.
Yes, the skinny
Okay.
part.
They still grow potatoes up there?
No.
No? Okay.
I've never seen them grow potatoes.
Got it. Okay. What happened after... Okay, so we dropped 4 birds. I don't remember... What was... The next 30 minutes was pretty hot and heavy.
It was good. I felt had another flock come in pretty dang quick.
Yeah, we were getting like flocks at 10 to 15 for a while there.
I think
A few singles that like 8 people at once shot at.
But we knocked it down.
I mean, what happened to that one hen that we tried to clean? One of the Susies out there was just a complete no-go for even keeping the meat. I think her entire breast was gone.
Yeah, she was burger.
Yeah.
For sure.
This week's episode is brought to you by the following partners. Hunt Hickory Creek. New to Hunt Hickory Creek this year is their Central Kansas Lodge. They're going to be running hunters from the end of October all the way through January, and they're situated right between Quivira and Cheyenne Bottoms, which combined can hold hundreds of thousands of birds at a time. And these guys are going to work their tails off. You got Chase, you got Cody, you got Scotty, and then you've even got Megan in there taking pictures. Guys, if you're going to be traveling outside of your state and you're going to pay for guide service, don't roll the dice. Come into our Facebook group, pick Chase or Scotty or Cody's brain, figure out who they are, and make sure that you're going to be booking a hunt with them, because they're not just awesome guides, they're great people. They're going to show you a great time. So, if you're going to hunt Kansas, hunt Hickory Creek. We're also brought to you by Dive Bomb Industries, the fastest growing, most affordable decoys on the market with unmatched customer service. Now you can find them on Facebook, Instagram, or divebombindustries.com, and you can find Asher in our listeners group and get yourself into a large, effective, affordable, and easy to set up spread. It takes about a minute to set about a dozen, and they take up no space in the garage or truck. They're tough, extremely realistic, and go get yourself twice the decoys at the price, none of the hassle. Also brought to you by Toe Tags LLC. Now, federal migratory game bird laws apply in all 50 states. That includes yours, which includes gifting and tagging laws. Make sure to keep your birds separated and or tagged when transporting or storing them with other hunters' birds. Now, this includes from the field to home as well. Gifting in the field, though commonly done, never legal. It must be done at the donor or donie's personal abode. Hey, for other helpful hints and to keep yourself legal, go check Toe Tags LLC out on Facebook, or you can hit up Ryan in our Facebook group, or you can head on over to toetagsllc.com. So have fun, be safe, and keep it legal. We're also brought to you by Athlon Optics, which produce some of the finest shooting scopes and binoculars on the market. Their ED glass is top notch and rivals the glass of binos 3 or 4 times their price. You're going to be able to pick a goose out in a depression from half a mile with these things. I'm telling you, they're tough, sturdy, and this is where Athlon Optics goes above and beyond with their lifetime warranty, which is critical for us waterfowl hunters. I sport the Midas 10x42, and I'm extremely pleased with them. So head on over to Athlon Optics and get yourself a top-of-the-line binocular system for this season at a fraction of the price and a no worries warranty. We're also brought to you by Freelance Hunt Stats, and I got to tell you, I'm really excited to be using Freelance Hunt Stats this year. If you've never logged your hunts in the past, start doing it. Especially with freelancehuntstats.com, because it's not just a journal. This thing can catalog all of your information, and you can go back, you can look at like how you do on sunny days. It's going to be a game changer for you. So head on over to freelancehuntstats.com and start logging your hunts this season. We're also brought to you by Duck Nuts, and now I've been fighting duck decoy rigging systems since I started. Wrapping, coiling, Texas rigs, talk about a pain in the butt. Now, I work hard, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the morning, it's time to go home, and Duck Nuts allows me to do that so that I can rig my decoys that all I got to do is throw them in a bag. And with our friction system, it's too easy to just pull the line and pack it up or just throw them out. It allows you to adjust for depth, and if you're tired of fighting your decoy rigs, head on over to ducknuts.com and use your 10% off code with Fowl Front discount code. We're also brought to you by Gypsum Creek. Now, Gypsum Creek is a full-service gun dog training facility in the heart of the Midwest, and they are looking to build eager, confident, and reliable field companions through a unique approach that you don't find at many other places. So come check out Gypsum Creek Retrievers on their Facebook or Instagram, or you can hit up Evan, the owner, in our Facebook group. And I promise you, this guy loves your dog more than you do, and loves teaching him how to retrieve more than you do. I got to spend a weekend out with them, and it was an awesome time, I'm telling you. What they got going on over there, that's where you're going to want to send your dog. All right, we're also brought to you by the DuckTech mobile app. Increase your odds of success in the blind this year with the DuckTech mobile app. 3-time world duck calling champion Barney Califf teaches you how to make the most important duck sounds and what they mean to a duck and when to use them, the most important part. DuckTech is also available to download on the App Store and Google Play. With the season approaching, get the app today so you can put more ducks on the strap tomorrow. We're also brought to you by SRB Field Rests. No matter what, where, or how you hunt, SRB Field Rests got you covered. They're going to keep your shotgun, rifle, or your bow, or your crossbow safe, clean, and ready for in the field or on the range. Waterfowl hunters in a dry field, a muddy field, marshes, flooded fields, or flooded timber. SRB Field Rests has you covered. Go check them out. They've got a 10% discount code for you with Fowl Front, all undercase, one word. We are also brought to you by Gunner Kennels, the market's only double-walled, roto-molded dog crate and 5-star crash-tested rated kennel. These American-made boxes come with a lifetime warranty, and the guys over at Gunner Kennels have done some crazy stuff to show you how strong they really are, like dropping 4,000 pounds on it, hammering it with a 630-pound sled, and tossing it off a 200-foot cliff and shooting it with a 12-gauge shotgun with 0 bullet penetration. You're hitting the road with your dog this season. Gunner Kennels is your safest bet, protecting your best friend and your investment. So head on over to gunnerkennels.com. We're also brought to you by HTR Innovations, and you have not heard of them yet, but I am hunting out of their A-frame this year, and they have one of the slickest inventions I've seen for waterfowl hunting. It's an awesome little gun stand for the marsh, so go check them out at htrinnovations.com. Also, here's another big thing for you. Do you absolutely hate laying in your layout blind? Well, they got something for you. So go check them out. And our good buddy Jordan over there, he's going to be doing all their filming this year. Looking forward to seeing what they got. Okay, let's get back into...
Yeah, so I think we had that big group come in, then we had a couple onesies, twosies, and then we had a pretty decent group come in. I think
we dropped 7.
Yeah, well, how big was the group that we dropped 7 out of?
Almost the same as first one.
You think?
It's pretty big group.
Okay. Yeah, so who all here has ever hunted off of backboards or like layout blinds before?
By show of hands.
Yeah, by show of hands. So for the listeners, I'll count it out. Okay.
I've done layouts.
Layout.
So Clayton
Never a
was,
backboard.
Clayton was the only one that's never shot out of a layout blind.
Shot out of. No, I've never shot out of. I've laid in and watched nothing come to me.
For reference, Clayton just woke up, so everybody else went out scouting this afternoon, and myself, Clayton, and Shane, well, we held down the fort.
I held down the couch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot.
I should have joined you.
For sure. Okay, so we dropped 7 out of that group, right? And then the wind and the rain picked up, I think.
The wind changed.
For sure, the rain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the wind didn't pick up. It was supposed to be like a 20-mile-an-hour wind, right?
Yeah, like highs of 23 or gusts of 23.
Yeah. But we were definitely picking them off there for, I think the shooting was pretty good for about 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah. Then our hands froze off. And
then it started getting really cold. I know definitely Andrew witnessed me doing some absolutely stellar gunning on my part. So, how many shells do you think you guys went through today?
11.
Box.
Close to a box.
Yeah.
Okay, like 8 left over.
I think I shot 6.
Eric, well, actually, how many guns?
All right, Eric.
Yes.
Talk to us about your weapon situation today.
So I have what I consider, and still do, one of the greatest shotguns there have been, Benelli Super Black Eagle 2. Had it for a long time. Actually was lucky enough to win it in a DU banquet. So several years ago for a measly $45.
Yeah.
So this is a learning lesson for everybody, and especially me. So when we were blousing our blinds, it was mud, and then we're in combat soon. I mean, they're coming. There's happening. So shooting's going, and what I should have done was, this glove is just full of mud. My right hand is full of mud. My glove, I don't care. I should have taken it off, right? So I'm feeding shells into the gun, feeding shells, and I can feel it starting to kind of go. I mean, I'm just having a hard time getting shells in the magazine because it's full of mud. So eventually, if your Budelli or any shotgun is full of mud in your magazine, it will not cycle. But no problem. I have my father-in-law's, who's not here's Benelli. Thank you, Phil. So I have his shotgun. Do I take off my glove? No. So I sack up my shotgun because it's broke, and I unsack his, and it doesn't take me too long, and I have that thing full of mud too. And who was I sitting next to? I gave it to him. Ray. I gave it to Ray, and he tried to get the shell in the chamber, and then we couldn't get the shell out of the magazine. So now we're down to 2 guns. I took Ray, the guide shotgun, his Benelli. He said, "Go ahead and shoot mine. Just please don't break my shotgun." So there you go. That was the morning.
What was the whole kerfuffle with the guns thing afterwards when you were trying to find both your guns?
Well, what happened was, and I still don't know the answer to this, is we had a shell half in the magazine and half out by the follower, and it was jammed in there. I mean, in fact, we got out a multi-tool. Ray did, and tried to get it out. So one gun just won't shoot because it's full of mud. The other gun is jammed up. But by the time we're done, I all of a sudden have this gun that looks like my father-in-law's, but it's completely unjammed, and it's got a shell in it that doesn't even match any shell that I have. To this moment, I don't know what happened. It was Kent shells. And so anyway, I don't know how that happened.
I think it was probably Hunter. Hunter was just playing a prank on you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, so take that out of his tip, you know?
Yeah. So
Take that out.
Oh, man. Okay. So, what else happened today? Anybody have any funny moments that they witnessed
from the hunt today?
Just probably pulling up on a duck, and as you get it in your sights, you notice that someone else on the line has already crippled that duck, and you're trying to regain and pull to another bird, and by the time you do that, they're already flying on somewhere else. But
Yeah, what is it?
Trying to pull up and shoot as quickly as you can, probably.
Okay, who were the quick draw McGraws today?
Oh, who was
Shane for sure.
this?
Probably
Shane,
like-
I felt like I was putting seal on
Who was next to me?
Alec,
Yeah, left
Yeah,
side.
me.
We were close.
Yeah,
We had
you
the first
guys
shot.
both were very good shots. I mean, every time I felt like I was pulling up on a duck, one of you guys already crippled it, and I was trying to, finish it for you.
So that was confusing, and I don't know who the quick draw McGraws are yet.
Everybody, it sounds like.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
But let's talk about why you were licking your shotgun today.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love my Browning, and my hands were so cold, and that dang hogweed or pigweed, excuse me, was like getting stuck in my safety. And I don't know, Browning BPS has the safety on the top, and I was trying to get the pigweed because it was just like jammed in there. And of course, the only warm thing that I had at that time was my tongue.
You got very intimate with your shotgun.
Yeah, and of course I looked over right as I got done doing it, and Andrew was like just staring at me. Like, what the heck? You know that though? I think I came out here with like 75 shotgun shells, and I think I've got 60 shotgun shells because Andrew kept shoveling me those Boss shot shells. I think, are you getting some sort of like, are they like paying you to like, no? Okay.
This is being a nice guy. And I don't think you hit a single damn duck with one either.
I'm pretty sure he told me he got a solid double today.
I will stand here on this table and tell you all with complete confidence that I had a double today.
With the Boss shells.
Maybe. I don't know because every time I turned around I had like a Boss shot shell, which those things are pretty cool. They're 2 3/4 shells.
I'm like, I saw that box. What seems like a secret here? What are these things? I've never even seen this.
Bismuth just came out.
They're
they're
kind of
bismuth.
The bismuth, yeah.
Latest and greatest.
And I feel like they kicked way harder than the 3-inch shells I had. I definitely felt a difference, but I don't know. I don't know if I put any ducks down with it or not, but
Maybe that's another episode from now.
yeah,
Right.
perhaps. Who knows?
shells.
Who knows? Yeah. So I liked my shotgun. Big deal. All right. What was it? What else happened that was pretty interesting today?
You learned to the
Wing almost falling.
The what?
Almost
the wing off the breast.
I gotta learn chasing down that
He
duck.
showed me.
I'd say
Wait.
Hunter being the best bird dog we have.
I did see
That
Hunter.
was Hunter down there.
Hunter was chasing a bird. For a good 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds.
Well, I don't know. That's 45.
Talk to me a little bit about your training program, your cardio workouts.
A lot of sprints.
Yeah.
A lot of high intensity.
Yeah. A lot of dish cleaning.
A lot of dish cleaning.
Yeah.
It's called the Marine.
Yes. But, okay, Alec, you were trying to sign
What
language
Andy
something.
showed you.
What?
I mean, pressing out the ducks. With the wing.
Oh, okay. So that's an after the hunt. Yeah, we'll get to that here shortly. That was, if you're still listening to this, I'm not sure how, but there is a little, I think quite a few of us guys learned something from Andrew today that we will reveal later on in the podcast.
Pro tip, maybe.
And maybe a pro tip. You consider yourself a pro?
No.
Yeah.
He is.
So you're all right. Every time I looked over at Andrew, he was trying to give me his calls. He's like, "Hey man, you want to call? my hands are freezing." And, no sir. But you were hammering. You got some lungs on you, so not as much lungs as Hunter has from chasing down those ducks. But all right. we did get checked by the game warden today.
Did.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody passed with flying colors. So
Yeah.
good job, everybody.
With toe tags.
With toe tags.
Here's a good guy. I wish I could call his name. I saw it. I just can't remember it.
Yeah. But
He
we all.
kills more ducks than we do, though.
Yeah.
410 shotgun.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I told him we used 410 shotguns the whole day, and then he went into an elaborate story. That's what he does, and he thought I was serious until I said, "I'm joking. You don't really want me using a shotgun,
Yeah,
but he
so-
does use 410 shotgun."
He duck hunts with a 410 and he bow hunts with a longbow.
Wow.
True
Yep.
savage. So. I think he did say we did the best in the area. I think. That's what he was
Well, yeah,
saying.
because there was a group on like a quarter mile from us, and I don't think they shot all morning.
No, I didn't.
I heard one group
Yes,
that they were
the right
slower go off with a volley. I think behind us.
Can you imagine what we sounded like?
They were not happy.
Like a Civil War
They're like,
firing
man, I
line.
bet they dropped a ton of birds over there. And there's one mallet getting just hammered by 8 guys.
peppered. Yeah. Turn it into Swiss cheese.
Duck zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we get back to the lodge.
Actually, I do want to point out one more thing.
Yes.
But what about? This might have happened twice, but there was a couple singles that I'm pretty sure everybody shot at, excluding me, that got away.
That's true.
I don't know what shot
That
him,
was
though.
that was.
I don't think
trying
that's
to
true.
pull my frozen hand out of my coat and turn the safety off, and it wasn't moving. There's no dexterity in that.
I know.
Last one that came over, there was no way I was even getting my safety off, and I just stopped and just watched everybody else miss.
I'm gonna blame the wind. High winds at the time. Threw it off my shot.
We did have a nasty wind shift.
Maybe a lack of calling the shot. I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, hey, actually, Coach, tell us a little bit about the Andrews shot calling today.
Well, I've watched on YouTube and everything, and some of these videos of Canadian guys, and all of a sudden here comes this big birds, and I'm thinking, all right, and I hear, shoot him, guys. Go ahead, guys. Wax them. I'm thinking, what was he smoking?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, if you guys want to shoot this one, go ahead. It's convenient for you.
Oh, man. All right, where were we?
You're getting home. We're getting
Back to the lodge.
Oh, yeah. So, I've been seriously hunting waterfowl for 5 years now. Raise your hand if you didn't know the trick real quick, just so I know. 1, 2, 3.
What was it?
Oh,
Breasting out the doves?
yeah, the old guys were inside, and I'm using air quotes, cleaning the shotguns while the young guys were out cleaning the birds.
Mine never got clean.
I don't think mine got clean.
When
Yeah.
I cleaned your shotgun, the people laid them up here.
So anyways,
On the assembly table.
Right.
as the older gentleman retreated into the safety and warmth of the home,
It's true.
of the lodge, the young guns stayed out and breasted birds, and we're all sitting there, tearing birds open and starting to breast them out, and we look over, and Andrew just rips apart this breast, and I don't know how to.
Let me explain.
Yeah,
Because we were trying to figure out how to
Keep the
to
wings on.
breast them off with the wing on, so we could travel with them.
yeah, because I've never had to deal with that. And can you explain how that works? Andrew?
Yeah, I mean, you just skin the breast. So I mean, like you just see the breast meat, and then you step on the neck, on the feet, and then slip your fingers on both sides of the breast and just pull up. And then the only thing. All right.
All right, continue.
The only thing left is just the wings attached to the breast.
And it turns, that's a game changer for me. And we have a video that we'll post in the Facebook group that demonstrates that. But I don't know. I'd never thought of that. I've seen it done. It's the same thing for when you breast doves or pheasant. I just
Quail.
never. Huh?
Rip it out.
Oh, quail, sure. I haven't shot a quail.
I feel like a lot of people know about that trick. Except everybody here.
Yeah, when you did that, that reminded me. We did a snow goose hunt one time, and remember those guys had that tailgate attachment. And you took their snow geese, and you know what you did? You took it by its neck. It was basically a little like spade, and as soon as you pulled it off, all that was left was the breast and the wings.
That has a name. I can't think of it though.
What's that called, Hunter?
The hitcher?
The hitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you did that, I was like, I've seen that before. Yeah, and you just like pull them right. There's like a point, like a metal like spade.
The top of the breastbone on like a spade.
Yeah.
And you just pull them and they'll
pop
right out.
And then you get the breast and the wings on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Now you know.
Now, the more you know. The more you know. Yeah, so, okay. I think we're going to go into around the table real quick, and we'll go from right to left. I want to hear about how everybody kind of got started into waterfowl hunting.
Let's see. I would have gotten started in waterfowl hunting from a coworker, and this would have been, let me think, about 98, I guess, probably 1998, and mostly public draw-in at conservation areas, Bob Brown and things like that, and then the intensity would not be there as much one year the next year, and then continued when I became friends with Marlin, and that had been in the 2004, and then when he lived by Smithville, we had a blind by his house, and we hunted 40 days of a 60-day season straight through. Our wives were not happy about that. The alarm clock I think it was 40 days, right? It was a 60-day season in Missouri, so, and then, just when I could get out. So that's it. It's a long answer for your question.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I suppose we got Garrett and his dad, and then his brother as well here. I suppose we probably can't get into Garrett and Austin without talking to Marlin a little bit.
All right. Well, I grew up in Nebraska, but we always pheasant hunted. We always had German short hairs, as that's all we ever did. And on occasion, we duck hunt if somebody invited us out. And I can't remember when I started. I think ever since, I once asked my dad, when did I actually start hunting? And I think he said, as soon as you were walking, I was out in the field. But then when I got transferred to Virginia, I was living near Quantico, and there's no upland bird hunting in that area. So we switched, and I hooked up with a bunch of other guys who were duck hunters and started getting into duck hunting hot and heavy, and then started buying the labs and pretty well been into it ever since.
Garrett, do you remember your first duck hunt?
I remember going out with Dad and Grandpa on the Potomac and sitting in the boat with a BB gun, shooting at the decoys, and swearing to God I hit a duck in the air with a BB gun. But I killed my first duck when I was 11 with a single shot 20 gauge. Mm-hmm. Dad said I have one shot, so I better make it count, and that's how I learned.
It was a wood duck.
It was a wood duck, yep.
And now you're down in Louisiana hunting.
I was down in Louisiana, right? Yeah, and then I'm actually now in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay, yeah.
So still in the South.
Yeah. And what's the difference between hunting in the South and the Midwest?
Damn mosquitoes. You're always hunting with mosquitoes. It's the gear that you pack and the water you go in is totally different. So instead of worrying about all the cold weather gear you need, you got to make sure you have enough bug repellent and you have the lightest layers. And then if you're hunting with a dog, you need to make sure if it's gator friendly or not water, because it's still warm enough for the gators, all the way up until the first, white stuff falls from the sky and everybody down there freaks out. But other than that, it's really not any different besides mosquitoes in your face the whole season. So,
Austin, do you remember your first?
Yeah, so let's see. My story then precedes that by about 1 year, maybe a year and a half. Same shotgun, same area probably when I was about 11 years old. Except I think my first duck, or at least first mounted duck, was a mallard, so a greenhead that's still up on my garage wall today. Still trying to work him into my house, but since being married, I don't have any animals on my wall right now. But yeah, shoot. After that, right about that time when we moved to Virginia, first hunt was out. I felt like it was in the back of the Potomac, though, in a marsh. We would go back to a marsh. Because before that, we did a lot of riding around on the boat with my dad's buddies and watched them duck hunt on the Potomac. But I think the first time I actually was walking around in waders and shooting ducks with that 20-gauge shotgun was when I was about 11 years old.
You're almost 30.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Shane, do you remember your first duck hunt or how you got into it?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Central California, I mean, there's not a lot of deer out there. So, I mean, you were basically going to be a waterfowl hunter unless you wanted to travel for deer hunting. And so that's kind of how we grew up and moving to southwest Missouri, and we just kind of kept that tradition up. And so we still traced the big honkers out there and get some mallards every once in a while. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Clayton, you awake?
Yeah. Yeah.
When was your, how'd you get started in duck hunting?
I think 5 years ago, and my buddy Tori asked me if I wanted to go duck hunting, and I was like, sure, why not? So I went and bought some waders and one pair of socks and went out, and we sat in about calf deep water early in the morning on public land, and we could see the ice on the water forming, and then it dumped about 6 inches on us. We shot one teal, saw another one, and I made the wise decision to try and use my duck call that I just bought, and that teal went goodbye. And we got checked by the game warden that day, and I think he kind of laughed at us because we were the only ones out there with one teal, and it was absolutely miserable, freezing. I couldn't feel my feet, and I got hooked and have not stopped going ever since. Best decision of my life.
Did you want to plug your YouTube channel or not?
It's GT Outdoors if anybody cares.
Are you going to release anything this weekend?
It's probably going to be maybe next weekend by the time I get home from this and catch up on my sleep from. By the way, I drove in from Minneapolis, and that's why I got here at 1:30. But once I get caught up on my sleep, I'll probably release a hunt from last weekend, and then I'll have something I'll put together for this.
All right. Guide Andrew.
Oh, well, just like probably almost anybody's story. My dad got me into hunting. Grew up in Iowa, so really I've always just been a deer hunter. Shot some geese in high school. When I could, but I mean, it was mainly deer hunting. And really, first taste of duck hunting wasn't until college, actually down here in Kansas. So, I mean, just growing up, started goose hunting in high school.
Nice. How'd you end up working for Hunt Hickory Creek?
Just met Cody last year, and he just stayed in touch through the off season. And he was like, "Hey, man, you want a job?" I'm like, I sure do.
Those are nice to have.
Yeah. It's all who you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Alec.
My story is kind of just like Andy's. Started up upland hunting with my family when I was a kid, and then my buddy owned a field right by the river in Manhattan, so we pretty much goose hunted and shot ducks on farm ponds throughout high school. But so now in college, failing all my classes because we'd go duck hunting every damn day.
Yeah. Johnny?
Yeah, kind of the same. My stepdad started taking me out when I was 10. Kind of been hunting ever since. So.
Man of many words. Blaine?
Well, like everyone else said, I grew up hunting with my dad. I didn't have a lot of buddies in high school that liked hunting, which is kind of a shame. But actually, the first duck I ever shot was a banded teal. Yeah.
All downhill from there.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I moved up to K-State, went to college, and met Alec, and we hunt damn near every weekend. So
weekday, and then you tease me on Fridays with your dang 6-man limits and stuff. So, all right, Hunter.
Well, I started hunting with my dad when I was a kid, and then once I got into high school, I had a buddy who lived on the lake, and I was a freshman. He was like, "Hey, you want to come duck hunting?" And I started duck hunting with him, and it was raining and windy, and I shot, first up was a redhead. I shot damn near bending backwards. straight up, standing in the middle of the lake, like an idiot, trying to jump rafts of ducks off the middle of the lake. But ever since then, just been fell in love with duck hunting. That's what I love to do. So
Awesome. What about you, Coach?
Coach, or you can call me Doc too. My friends call me Doc. I didn't do a lot of hunting growing up because we were a family of 6, and we just didn't. That wasn't in our. I got 3 brothers and 2 sisters. I never hunted. My dad hunted when we was younger, but never did. And so then when I got married to my present wife, Kaylin, her family was a hunting machine. So that's how I got into it, hunting quail and pheasant. My buddies back in Iowa did some deer hunting in Iowa with shotguns. And then when you came along, we started doing some upland bird hunting down in Kansas and taking you out and taking us. So I guess the pendulum's kind of swinging back the other way. I got you started in pheasant hunting and all that with Gable, our dog, and German Shorthair, great dog. And now it's kind of going back the other way where you got me into waterfowl hunting, and I also do some turkey hunting and that. So that's kind of going both ways. I got you started, and now you're getting me started in waterfowl.
What was your first duck hunt?
First duck hunt was in El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
We're driving down here, and here's this huge fence that was very, very high, and there were gaps in it. And we drive through there, and I'm thinking, are we still in the United States or what? I see these, were they Range Rovers, white?
Yeah, they were Blazers.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's Border Patrol. Don't worry, Dad. Okay. And the Rio Grande was about 8 foot wide. And I'm thinking, well, if we shoot a duck and it lands over there, I guess I don't have my passport with me. But that was interesting. And then that was also the year that they had 9.5 inches of snow in El Paso.
Yeah.
You talked about people freaking out in Louisiana. Phew. From El Paso, Texas, those guys, it was just normal for us.
Yeah, we were the only people on the road.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I guess I was going to kind of touch on this a little bit, but what takeaways, what was your favorite memory? We're going to go back around the table one more time. What's your favorite memory from this hunt so far?
Meeting new people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Because some of these guys messed up and I got their phone number. So we stay in touch and maybe we can steal a hunt from them or something in Idaho or wherever, right? So,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Always watching the way other people hunt and set up, who, everybody around the table who've had, more years hunting than me or less years hunting, same, but just I'm always learning something new, when I go out with other people. Most of the time it's always something good, and then I always pick up on something that's like, I will never do that too. But, put muddy shotgun shells in my shotgun.
And it won't
happen.
It won't work. Don't do it. I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Are you whipping out your calls tomorrow, Garrett, for a little clinic?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to be doing that towards the end, just doing a little practicing. That way I can have, one of the guides critique me. So, because I hunt by myself back home, so it sounds great to me. But, it's all I know.
And your base say,
exactly.
Does it kill ducks?
It kills ducks. It does kill ducks. So,
yeah. Marlon?
Yeah, I guess the favorite part for me would be being able to kill some ducks, because normally when I hunt with Eric, he's pretty fast on the gun. And a lot of times he'll hit the first one before I can. But on this hunt, I was up and shooting, and he wasn't shooting, so that made it very enjoyable.
That's true.
Shane?
I guess just kind of picking everyone's brain on different techniques and the different kind of calls that they use, and whether it's whatever brand you like, but listening to the way people use duck calls or geese calls, whatever it may be, and just different techniques. So, yeah.
Clayton? Clayton didn't learn anything. He was sleeping now.
No, I think it's just cool being able to come here and hunt with a bunch of people I've never met before. And we pretty much all came in here and just, we've known each other for a while, so.
Like good cigars. Had a cigar.
Yeah, we did have some good cigars, and we got some good, you guys got some dog training in today, right?
Heck yeah.
Shane?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think for me, probably just the location, just finding out, what it's like to hunt in central to West Kansas, because honestly, without being a part of this group and without hanging out with these people, I mean, I wouldn't even know that this is down here. Between work and just being busy at home and in general after work, I wouldn't have had the time to research this. So knowing that this is here and that like Kansas has this to offer is probably my most cherished memory.
This is rare. We don't really have any ducks.
Andrew?
Just this group as a whole. It's been a pretty good group. Waking up first thing this morning, everybody was eager to go. We got out there to the field. Everybody was pretty Johnny on the spot, getting their blinds all brushed in, which is hands down the best job I've seen from clients. Not to put anybody down, but
this is the group.
I mean, yeah, this has just been a fun group. So,
Alex?
Probably meeting guys with the same interests as me, and then never been to like outfitter or lodge, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
experience that.
Johnny?
My favorite part coming to the Midwest is fly as a pancake here. No bounds anywhere. It's different. Seeing, it's just different kind of birds, different, pine trees. It's different. So, it's fun.
Blaine?
Oh yeah, just this experience as a whole. Meeting all you guys. I've known about some of you on Facebook, but just meeting you in person is pretty cool, and you get new connections, so it works out.
Yeah. Hunter?
I like meeting new people, and then like listening to the stories that you guys can tell. You guys have been different places than I have, and it's really cool listening to that kind of stuff. I love listening to the stories, and like everybody else pretty much said, it's a good group of guys.
Coach?
Just like I've always said, even if we only shot one duck today, it was still quite an experience. And you guys are now in a select group of people, because as Ben's older brother Jeb always said, there's two kind of people in the world, pages and people who know pages. And even Alec, who had a relative up in Marysville, Kansas, where he used to teach. And small world, but it was just a blast. Being, like I say, never been in a lodge before, just being out with all you guys, and awesome day.
Yeah. So what was the total count for just today? What did we get? What did we pull away with?
32.
32, and mostly mallards, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 Asian, 2 green.
Yeah. I think what was some of our like limitations? I think the wind shifted on us.
Yeah, wind shifted, so the ducks were swinging around behind us, and they were just seeing piles of birds that we had behind our blinds, blind bags.
33, and I'm going to put that as the funniest thing that happened today was we shot a hen mallard, and she landed in the water. We didn't go get her because I think more ducks were working, and she ran up to your feet.
Yep.
And almost to his feet, and then the next group that came in, we shot, and she just took off running down. I don't even know where she went. Like, she just took off running down between the Milo and the water.
Wait. We had a duck go down, and it came to
It
us?
swam right at us, and the next group that shot, it was almost at Hunter's feet.
I didn't
even see her come up that close.
I was watching her, and I was like, you see that duck that's right there? Like, right there?
That's an interesting. This is the biggest party I've ever hunted with,
Sure.
and it's so interesting. You got the left. I was pretty central. I was located like right next to Andrew in the middle. Andrew was doing most of the calling and the shot calling today, and you hear stories from the left, 5 guys down, and you hear stories from the right, 5 guys down, and it's interesting, to reconvene. And I didn't know that happened. All that stuff. So
Yeah, I didn't know you were kissing your gun.
Yeah. Well, any alibis from anybody?
What?
Any
Pros and comments.
Pros and what are we doing tomorrow?
Shoot some more duck.
Well, it's still kind of up in the air. We still have another flooded Milo field that we could hunt. We do have a for sure flooded wheat field that we can hunt, but the flooded Milo is still our number one choice. Different flooded Milo from today. But a very solid choice that we're still currently trying to get on.
Right, the negotiations are ongoing.
Yep.
Nice.
Solid choice. We're talking solid ground.
No, but
No solid ground.
no, yeah, it's gonna be another muddy mess. So,
Yeah, I think that's probably the muddiest I've ever
but it's not gonna rain tomorrow, so it'll be doable.
I want to give a huge shout out, like we always do during this time, to our partners. So we got Hunt Hickory Creek, which, if you're not familiar with Hunt Hickory Creek, that's Chase and Cody and Scotty and Megan. They're all in the group, and these are a good group of people. I talked to at least one of them, mostly Chase, at least 2 or 3 times a week. Whether it's deer hunting or talking about birds or just rubbing in the fantasy football smack talk and all that stuff. Anyways, hey, don't put your money in something that you can't first validate or like get to know or something like that. You can get in there, you can literally see what you're going to be getting out there in the blind with these guys and these guides. So go check them out. Good people, even better people to go hunt with. So we've also got Dive Bomb Industries, and Dive Bomb Industries, they did a lot of good work for us and put a lot of our listeners into some really affordable spreads. And I am just pumped to get out and start targeting some big ducks with my spread that we're all set up with over here, and just really, excited to put the 2D, ideology to the test. So, all right, we've also got Toe Tags LLC. You guys heard Ryan's story, and if you haven't heard Ryan's story, go check it out. Episode 23. But anyways, just check out. Go look for the Toe Tags LLC story. Whether or not you want to argue that it is actually a regulation or an enforceable law or anything, I mean, the law is the law, and I'm not going to put myself in a position, at least anymore, to where I can be, whether or not I get a ticket is at the discretion of the, investigating officer or however things are going that day. So just for a couple cents a day, or hunt, I should say, you can be fully taken care of. You already spent all the money on the gas and stuff. So go tag your birds and make sure you're not throwing them in a big old pile. And go ahead and stay legal with Toe Tags LLC. We've also got Gypsum Creek Retrievers. Evan over there in Gypsum with a creek running, through the back of his yard, is running a awesome little kennel. And I got to go out and I got to go hunt with his flagship dog, and got to see the way that he interacts with that dog, and just the way he talks about his business and his dogs and the dog he's training. Like it's really humbling to see a guy who's like so ate up with it and is just in it, and he's just doing it out of passion, and decided to make his passion something that can put dinner on the table. And it's a heck of a deal. We've also got Athlon Optics. Athlon Optics, go check these guys out. They have some of the finest shooting scopes on the market, and their binoculars are bang up. Literally, they are the same quality as something that you'd pay 2 or 3 times the price of, and they're just a solid feeling binocular, and it's nice. I'm not going to do any direct comparisons out there, but I've held a lot of binoculars in my time, and I'm very satisfied with these ones. So go check them out at Athlon Optics. I've got the Midas 10x42, and it is suiting my needs perfectly out here in Kansas. All right. Next, we've got freelance hunt stats. I've always logged and tracked all the birds that we've harvested and whatnot, but it wasn't until Elliot showed me his freelance hunt stats at freelancehuntstats.com that it's not just a journal anymore. Now it's a database. Now I can go through and I can filter all the stuff that I want to know. Windy days, cloudy days, days I shot all blue-winged teal, like things of that nature, and even by location. And it's super affordable. Just don't buy one Monster this month or one Starbucks coffee, and you've got yourself what you need to keep track. Plus, it'd be super helpful when you go to fill out those HIP permits. So, all right. We've also got duck nuts. That's DUKNUTZ. And if you haven't seen the videos or pictures of me utilizing these things yet, I freaking hate dealing with Texas rigs, and I take out a lot of new hunters, and I'm always sitting there untangling stuff or unwrapping keels, and instead with these duck nuts, you just throw them on there, and all you gotta do is literally you just stretch out the line, or you can slide the weight all the way towards the decoy or down, and you just throw these things in a bag. It's awesome. Hey, they even came out with a carrying. It always seems that my wife is always walking in whenever I'm doing the duck nuts commercial, because she's just looking at me because she thinks it's hilarious. But they just came out with a bag, and it's called the nut sack, and it's pretty cool. You can strap your shotgun to it. They've also got hats too. And for my boy Wilson listening out there, Hunter over at Duck Nuts, he made a hat just for you, buddy, and all you other coot shooters out there. So, but yeah. So good stuff. Go check them out. Just a really great product. We've also got the DuckTech mobile app. And the DuckTech mobile app is an app that's designed to help you get better at calling ducks. It's got Barney Califf on there, a 2 or 3 time world duck calling champion, and he does the call, tells you what it's for, why to do it, when to do it, and then you can actually go in and press record yourself, and then you can hear it side by side, so you can see how you want to tweak it up. Pretty cool concept. A lot of times, you're just dealing with like a DVD or some other, like, here's the sounds, now make this sound. And that's not this right here. This is something that you can do on your commute. So, pretty sweet. All right, next we've got Gunner Kennels. And Gunner Kennels, if you have never laid your hands on a Gunner Kennel, probably some of the finest craftsmanship or example of overbuilding something. And that's perfect. That's fine with me. My wife, she loves those things because it keeps the babies safe, the fur babies. And at the end of the day, you're kind of charged with the responsibility of that animal's life. And, I wear my seatbelt. I don't text and drive. Why am I going to, just throw my dog in the back of the truck to, be in jeopardy if something were to happen? And then newest partner that I'm super excited to get you guys into is HTR Innovations. That's HTR, like Hunter, Innovations. And they've got the coolest little thing. It's a stand that you can put out in the marsh that holds your gun, holds my recording equipment, box of shells, all this other stuff. Check it out on the Instagram page. They've also got an A-frame blind that they come out with that is super simple to set up, just like stupid simple. And then they've got, for you guys that absolutely hate layout blinds, they've got a layout blind insert. And
makes that thing just about as comfy as the living room couch. So go check them out. And then last but not least, we've got SRB field rests. So you hiked into this muddy field, set out all your decoys, had your bag ready to go with your gun in it, and then you take your gun out and you just set it in the mud, or you're constantly making sure that you don't fumble this thing around. These two little stakes from SRB field rests, stick them there, lay your gun down on them. You didn't come this far to like jam your gun up with a little bit of mud because you got excited about some geese in your face. So that was really dramatic. I have a little bit of a stuffy nose, it sounds like, but all right. We just want to let you guys know these companies are the bee's knees. These are cool people, great people. I'm not just throwing them on here so that I can take up your time and make money or whatever it is. I believe in these products. I believe in these people, and I'm a huge fan of somebody turning their passion into their everyday job so that they can try to escape some sort of 9-to-5 where somebody else is their boss. And I'm a huge fan of that. Trying to do that myself. So, yep. Before, think twice before you buy something similar to these. And they help bring you this show. And so if you like this show, you like it to be around, check these people out. So, all right, everybody, safe hunting.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Fowl Front Waterfowl Podcast. Please come join us on our Facebook group, the Fowl Front Waterfowl Podcast group, where you can connect with a good group of hunters, because we're all in this together. We need to act like it so that hopefully our great grandkids will be hunting ducks over our favorite public lands. We also ask that you go ahead and give us a written review on iTunes and give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. And we really do want to hear back from you so that we can give you the best possible content. And if you get in on that Facebook group, you can get in there and you can ask questions and you can tell us what you want to hear next, or you can tell us what you don't like. And we'll be sure to tailor things to our listeners. So, all right. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next week.